been a turbulent couple of weeks, to say the least, for the travel industry, right? Including an attempted stabbing on a flight and a fire on a plane. So with spring break around the corner, how can you be safe while traveling? To help us with that answer, we have CBS News Travel Editor Peter Greenberg joining us. Peter, thank you so much for being with us this morning. You know, I feel like every morning I'm coming in and there's something that's happened on a flight. Should people be concerned while boarding planes right now?
Well, you know, what's happening now is everybody's got a cell phone camera and things are just being reported more. But the actual number of incidents is actually sort of down from the days when people didn't want to wear masks on a plane and were acting out, and we had all that air rage then. But one of the things that people should be concerned about is what happens in the boarding area before you get on the flight, because so many people who are actually acting out in air rage, it's alcohol related. They're actually getting on the plane already drunk. And there's a movement afoot to at least readdress the serving of alcohol at airports and make it maybe like the NFL rule, where they will stop serving anybody alcohol within 45 minutes of the boarding time printed on their boarding pass. That's one of the things they're considering right now. So that, because once you get on a plane and someone's drunk, you're on an enclosed aluminum cylinder at altitude with pressure, and it makes it even worse.
You know, that's really interesting if they were to implement that. I don't know how they would do that when, you know, stuff gets delayed. You've got, you know, all that kind of thing. But that's a very interesting point. Do you have any other safety tips for people who, you know, are staying clear of the bar and have to deal with some of these people?
Well, here's the good news. What you saw in that case with United Airlines is that the passengers are not sitting in their seats. They're being proactive. They're responding immediately. And 6 of them basically tackled that guy and stayed on him until the plane landed. Keep in mind one other thing. Every airplane today carries with it, the flight attendants have access to it, these plastic zip ties that act as serious handcuffs and restraints, where they can basically lash somebody to the floor of the seat and be protected from that. You've also seen some more extreme examples where they've been duct taped to their seat. But the bottom line is, if you're looking at the number of incidents and the fear factor here, it's really quite small.
Well, that's good. You know, one thing a lot of people talking about, these new State Department travel advisories. I just looked at a map of Mexico with spring break coming up. There's a lot of areas now under advisories. Of course, we had those 2 Americans killed. There's a travel advisory there, advisory level 4. Can you explain to people what these advisories mean and why they should be paying attention to them?
Sure. Well, if you're going to pay attention to them, you got to read them first. There are 4 different levels of advisories applied to every country in the world now by the State Department. Level 1, if you have a level 1 advisory, it means travel with normal caution. I still don't know what that means, but that's level 1. Level 2 means travel with increased caution. For most Americans, that means you're already downstairs digging a hole in the basement. Level 3 means reconsider travel. Now you're putting plywood on the windows and you're in the safe room. And then level 4, the worst kind, which is do not travel. But you said you looked at a map this morning. Let me put this in perspective. There are 32 separate states in Mexico. We're only talking about 3 that might be considered very dangerous. And those are areas where Americans do not normally vacation anyway. But if you're going to Los Cabos or Cancun or Cozumel or Puerto Vallarta, just to name a few, you should really have no problems whatsoever. You exercise the same amount of caution as you go when you go to Compton or Inglewood or Beverly Hills. It doesn't matter. It's situational awareness, common sense. You'll be fine.
Have some street smarts. Keep your head on a swivel. I love how you break things down for us, Peter.
You got it.
All right. Appreciate you being with us.